Hey guys, I need a haircut. And today we're also going to be looking at the Spider-Verse movies for movie review. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, released in 2018, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, released in 2023. So before, I've never really been on with the hype with any superhero stuff, because superheroes aren't really my thing. But one that I would say that I think was actually kind of cool is Spider-Man. Like I played a couple of the games a little bit. The games are really fun. Um, like I played this one Spider-Man game on the PS3, PS4, I think. And I'd seen a little bit of the really old cartoon that's from like the 60s. Um, so I was kind of expecting these movies to not really be for me, but like a lot of people say that these are like some of the best modern movies out there. Like I had only seen the first Spider-Verse from 2018 like one time when it came out. And I think I'd only seen a little bit. I remember not even really watching it that much. But then rewatching them again, wow. I understand the hype. These movies were really good. I will watch the third Spider-Man when it comes out whenever I can. Um, because apparently that's gonna come out like next year, apparently. So I'm excited for that movie. Because really the only thing I wasn't a huge fan of, like the second one, was the cliffhanger ending, to be continued ending. So other than that, like I thought I thought these movies, especially the second one, was almost perfect. Like the action scenes are really great. I really like the villains in both of them. Even though the bad guy in the second one, Spot, is like barely in the movie. Get out of here. It's a bug. Um, I really like I really like how they develop Miles Morales in the first one, where he's like a less experienced Spider-Man, but then he becomes a more experienced Spider-Man. Um, and I obviously gotta acknowledge the meme, the pointing thing. Um, that meme is like it's still huge. Like I watched the Royal Rumble for this year, and both El Grande Americanos came in and they did the Spider-Man thing. I liked both of them mostly the same, but I think I liked the second one, Across the Spider-Verse, a little bit better. It just had more action, and but the first one was definitely funnier. The first one had a little bit more comedy in it. Um, in this one, the it seemed like the Indian Spider-Man was mostly the comic relief. But I thought the first Spider-Man had a better comic relief character. Was it Peter Porker? I thought his name was just Spider Pig, um, like in the Simpsons movie, but no, it's Peter Porker, which is way better. And the line where he said, in the second one where he said, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing." I just I just couldn't help but think of that TikTok NPC, of that guy who looks like exactly like Miles Morales, and like he's like standing on top of a shelf, and the workers are like telling him, "You gotta get off our shelf, dude," and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing." From and then yeah, I realized that yeah, that was from that was from the Spider-Man movie. Um, and I sorry, hold on. So the scene in the first one where he he kind of like goes into what's that, Uncle Aaron or something. Um, kind of gets into his uncle's house, and then he figures out that he's the Prowler dude, which which kind of right before it happened, I was expecting it like a little bit, like, oh, is it gonna be his uncle? And it was. Um, I thought it was still a good twist though, even though even though towards the end I was kind of expecting it a little bit. Um, because like, why is the prowler just at his uncle's house? Like, did the prowler just know that he was there? And of course, one thing I just have to point out about both of these movies is the visuals. They're so incredible. Like, it must have, like, in the 5 year span of these movies releasing, like, they probably started like working on the second one, like right after the first one came out, and it probably took them like that whole time to make it. Um, just because of how detailed and like just amazing these effects look, especially in the second one. Like every shot looks like a painting. I'm trying not to go into like the story really too much because I don't want to like spoil this too much, because I think these movies are really good and you should definitely go watch them if you haven't seen them. But yeah, there's like little to say anything about this movie except for all the great parts, because these movies are near perfect, and that's why this review is gonna be kind of short, because that's about all I have to say. These movies are amazing. They're really good, and I absolutely recommend them, and I am excited for the third one. I'll definitely watch it when I can. Alright, well, that was movie reviews for the two Spider-Verse movies, and I'm going to go now. Bye.